Hey there, folks. This is our last day. We've been doing the Digital Nomad Lifestyle series for a little bit over 2 weeks now, right? So I'm going to miss you guys, but today's going to be our last day. So I didn't have anything formal planned other than talking about your particular action plan. And then, of course, as always, we'll open it up for questions. If you guys don't have questions, then we'll go ahead and end early. But just at the beginning, for your action plan, the goal of this series was to help anyone who wants to transition to creating income online, but more importantly, kind of changing their lifestyle that they can travel more or move abroad if that's what they want to do. So you all asked for this when you said you wanted to move abroad, but you didn't know what you were going to do about a job. And although I may not be able to help you find a job, I can help you harness your own talent and creativity and brilliance and hopefully make an income from that. So that was the goal of this series. And also to create a community, which you guys have done a great job of doing in the comments, but to create a community that can support you through the process and that type of thing. So let's just jump on into it for the action plan. Whatever it is, I want your first goal to be creating value. That's going to be super important. And of course, the other thing is determining who your audience is. So who your audience is and how are you going to create value for them or solve their problem. So if you stay in that mindset, you won't have any issues. And I think if you say, oh, I just want to hurry up and make an online product, your goal is off. Okay. So if you focus on this is the target audience I want to work with and I want to be helpful to them, that way, when you're going with that energy, I hate to sound hippie, but it's true. So when you're going with that energy, you can look at the target audience and see what their problems are and see what they need, and then create your product from that. Because you want to create a product that people would want, and you want to create a product that's going to help. And so when you use your audience to help you do that, it's going to be substantially easier and much more profitable. Hey there, Sandra. So let's get into that. So we talked about creating an audience, creating value, determining your target market, and find out where your target market is. Now, from getting to know you all over the course of the weeks, I think really determining who your target audience is still a bit of a task, okay? Some of you are still going super, super general. So remember, when you're talking about online, you have to be super specific, because as it relates to SEO, as it relates to algorithms, the algorithm needs to know who they need to send to you, and SEO helps with letting people know who the audience is. So if you go super, super general, it's going to be hard to let all the online platforms know what your content is about, because of course their goal is to keep people on the platform, and they want to push people to you if they're the right audience. So you want to help them figure that out. So you're going to determine your audience. You're going to find out where your target market is. That does not always mean that they are online. Harness the communities and crowds you already have. If you already have an existing business, then you want to go ahead after those clients, maybe do some consulting and that type of thing. But don't overlook the people who are in your personal space right now. Hey there, Serena. Hey there, Francine. Stephanie, good to see you guys. So communicate with your target audience. Okay, so when communicating with your target audience, the best way to do that, particularly as the ad costs are going to increase, is you want to have your email marketing set up. Now, for those of you who are just starting, you can use a company like MailChimp or ConvertKit. Haven't used ConvertKit. I've used MailChimp. Not the biggest fan of MailChimp, but as far as someone who doesn't have the technical know-how, MailChimp will get you started, okay? All of this is about getting started and planting the seeds. I don't want you to look at someone's current state after they've been doing it for 10, 15 years and compare where you are to them, because it's not going to be fair. Okay. So just understand that whatever you do right now, it's gradual. You can always upgrade. You can always edit it. You can always change it. What I want you to do is put in some action. Okay, that's going to be the most important thing, because a year or 2 years or 3 years can pass by. And if you haven't implemented anything, you're not going to get the benefit. Like I told you guys before, none of this happens overnight. You have to build the platforms, the marketing, not the marketing, your key messages, your content. You have to build all that out and allow the algorithm to understand that you're here, that you're consistent, that you give good information, and that people engage. That does not happen overnight. So I want you, whatever I got to do to get you guys to start right now, go ahead and start. And for those of you, if you want to work with me in the community, we're ending this series, but we're starting our boot camp next Tuesday. If you want to be a part of that, don't forget the link is in the description box and you can be a part of the community. So find your target market, communicate with your target market. So when we talk about communicating with your target market, you can do this in a variety of different platforms, right? So of course you can do this on social, but more importantly, you want to do it in your email marketing software, because this is your direct connection to your potential client. If you want to sell anything, if you want to ask them what questions they have, if you want to get any type of information, your email marketing software is going to be the most important key. Initially, even more so than your website, to be honest. So you want to put that in place. So get your email marketing software together, put that up. You're going to create something super valuable for that demographic. So for example, let's say you want to teach upcoming law students how to pass the bar exam. Okay, so you've passed the bar exam before. You already have tips and tools and things that helped you pass it. What kind of information can you include in a template or a PDF or a video training for free that you can send to people who are interested in something that specific? That's easy for SEO to understand what you're about. Okay, and of course, this is example, insert your industry here. So after someone gets the free content, you have their email. You want to set up a series of emails that are going to be effective, educational, so that when your client is ready to pull the trigger, they're going to consider you versus anyone else. Okay. So it's your job to make sure that you are helpful and that you can solve problems and that you would be of value to your customer. And the way of doing that is communicating that with them. Your website is cool. It's basically a pamphlet in the sky, depending on how you market it and put it out there. You want to make sure your marketing message is great on your website in addition to your email, right? So, and guys, if you have any questions, just go ahead and put them in the comment box and we'll do a Q&A. If we don't have any questions, we'll end early. Okay. So let's see. Communicate with your target audience through email and create your product. I always recommend, and I've been here, I've spent months creating product that no one wanted. Okay. So I don't want that for you. So what I'm asking you to do is communicate. If you've been on my list, you've seen me doing that over the past couple weeks. You're going to reverse engineer exactly what I did. If you signed up for the Digital Nomad Toolkit, I was able to communicate with you over the past week and a half. Okay. I was able to send you emails, letting you know when I was going to come live, when I was going to be late, let you know what the topic was, ask the questions that you had so I can present them, during the live. So just see how that was. This is exactly what you're going to do in your industry. Okay. It's not rocket science. You just have to do it. Okay. So you're going to create a product based on what people are telling you that they need. So the boot camp was basically birthed because of the questions that I was getting and the need of accountability and the need of some structure. Plus, I got a couple goals I need to complete for the summer, and I wanted some accountability for myself. So that is why the boot camp came out. That is why the Moving Abroad Summit came out. That's why the language classes came out. So I communicate with my audience and find out what the product is, and then you create it. So understand it's going to be really difficult to do that if you never really, that's my phone. If you never communicate with your audience. I want you to consider the community that you're building right now and how you're going to add value. If you never communicate with said community, it's going to be really difficult to create products that are going to be helpful and that will sell. Okay. So creating product, creating multiple sources of income. Okay. So we talked about that in one of the videos and we spent a good portion of that talking about that. But just to go into it briefly, You're going to have your core product. For those of you who are in the professional service industry, you probably can just go ahead and easily move to consulting. So if you have your core product, you want to have these kind of branch off or complementary products, particularly if they're online. That's going to be beneficial. And so you can do your virtual summit. You guys know I did a virtual summit. Your e-products, your books, your templates. Is there something that you can sell that is a template that can start someone off on the right path very, very quickly? Any downloads, any apps, that's going to be your e-products, okay? Any virtual workshops. Workshops are wonderful because you do it in like an hour or two and then you're done with it. I'm a huge fan of virtual workshops. Courses. So many of you seen that with the language course that I did. In addition to, I'll have some courses coming up in the area of entrepreneurship and moving abroad coming up at some point. But those courses, doing those online is another income stream. Then, of course, membership. Membership is a wonderful consideration, particularly for those if you're like, I want to know how much money I'm going to make each month. Membership sites are really good for that because let's say you have 200 people charging, maybe $30 a month or whatever the price is for you based on what you're delivering. And you decide what that membership is. And every month, that going into the month, this is how much money you'll make. Your whole marketing plan on the back end is to increase people coming into your mentors membership into your membership. And you want to make sure that you have an automated marketing plan that does that, so that most membership sites are still going to have a level of churn. And basically what that means are people who come in end up canceling or for whatever reason don't need the product. So with that being the case, you want to make sure you have an online automated marketing system that makes sure people continue to come into your membership, grow it, in addition to know what your monthly revenue would be. So membership sites are great. They are a commitment. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend a membership site on your first e-product, but it's a great product like after maybe your, second to third product. And that way you can iron out the kinks, you understand how this goes, and you're a pro by this point, okay? And of course, affiliate programs. Affiliate programs are great revenue streams, guys. So if there's a particular software or there's a particular products that you like to use, most companies have an affiliate program. I prefer software affiliate programs because they tend to pay you monthly. So as long as it's, let's say, a software that you like to use, you can create content or tutorials specifically about that product and drive people to your affiliate link. Be informative, be valuable. And of course, this is tied into your revenue stream. So for me, because I'm in digital marketing with my digital marketing company, there's various softwares that I use and I like. And if a client is working with me, I will recommend that software because I'm going to end up programming it anyway. But I get the commission from the software companies as well. So I really want you to kind of brainstorm based on your industry, what type of software is the best. I'm biased. But what type of products and things that you can recommend that you did not create, but you referred your audience to them, and now you can get income from that. So I want you to think about that in the income stream. And then, of course, consulting. We know for the services industry, you can consult with individuals that you've typically been working with, like let's say your attorneys. You can still provide that value to your customers, in addition to people who, let's say, want to become the type of attorney that you are. You can create a revenue stream of content for those individuals. How do they get clients? How do they pass the bar exam? How do they choose a firm? There's always an audience for that. Insert your industry here. So I want you to really consider these things in regards to your personal action plan. And I want hopefully someone or people will walk away from this feeling at least a little empowered. Like when I had to start all over, I kind of wish that this existed so I would know how to start over. Okay. So I'll take your questions. And if you don't have any questions, we'll end off early. But I hope this series was helpful. And again, guys, if you want to work with me in the community, we are starting next Tuesday. We're going live. The link is in the description. In the event you're seeing this as a recording, and of course, the bootcamp has expired, it'll probably be some form of a link there to put you on a waiting list for anything else that we have going on, but still stay in touch. Okay. So, that's what my notes were. So let's get rid of that. Let's get into these questions. Why is, okay. So, hey there, Sandra, Serena. Good morning. Good morning. Hey there, Erica. Okay. All right. You guys have questions for me or no? Okay. I sent you a question last night. Ken, I didn't get your question last night. If you sent it, did you email it? Because I didn't get anything from you. But you can ask it right now while I'm here. Hey, Jose. Let's see, Stephanie. Oh, you guys are adorable. Okay. Okay, so we don't have any questions, right? Hey there, Deborah. Okay, wait. Hey, Kate, I see your question. Wait, where'd it go? Okay, trying to do YouTube with different kinds of content and put different links to sign up from for different. I don't understand any of this. Activecampaign subscription form. What is your question, love? Activecampaign subscription form does it? Does what? Trying to do content for YouTube. Put different links to sign up for different. Can you help me with that question, love? I'm struggling on that. Okay, let's see. Is online reading tutorial for children too narrow a business for all these techniques? Absolutely not. No, it's not too narrow. You want to be more specific as to children. What age range are these children? What are you tutoring them in? Why would they need tutoring? You want to go super, super specific. Remember, when you're going online, think about the person who would write you a check. What are they going online and typing? They're not typing tutorial tutoring for children. They probably have a child and their child is very specific. They may say, English tutoring for an 8th grader. You know what I mean? So they're going to go super specific. No one is going to type children tutoring. So tell me what the specific words will be, but absolutely all of these techniques can be used to tutoring. You're in a great position because you can actually create additional teaching aids in a digital format and sell that to your students. But of course, your students aren't paying for, but the parents of the students, and provide some value there. So absolutely, you can, especially PDFs and all that, you can have a great time. Okay, Amazon, a good idea, Sarah. Okay, so Amazon is a good way to get started with affiliate links that you can start using anytime, but they will close if no say happens, but you can join again. So yes, of course, Amazon has an affiliate program. They have cut the commissions tremendously from what it used to be. And if you don't have a large enough market, I think they'll give you a conditional approval for, I haven't researched this in a while, but I think it's like 180 days. If you don't have enough people using the Amazon affiliate link, they will close it down. So there are other companies out there that you can use to get a better affiliate commission, and they're not as strict as to how many people you have. So I really encourage you. I know Amazon is usually the go-to, but many of you work in industries in which you use software that is specific to that industry, or you use tools that are specific to that industry. You may buy clothes or scrubs or whatever that is specific to that industry, and you can refer people to that and get a commission, even if they don't have an affiliate program set up. Not too many businesses are going to say no if you say, listen, if I refer people to you, could I get a referral fee? You can add anywhere from 10 to 30% onto the price of whatever they're charging, and use that as your referral fee if they haven't done a commission type of program before and they're still a little unclear what it is. I encourage you to just think outside the box. There's tons of companies. If you like, even, what a lot of us expats do, we may see that there is a technology need in a certain company or in a tour company or whatever like that. And so if we already have a audience, we can say, okay, if we refer them, we'll get a commission. I haven't done much of that. But it's only because, we've been in lockdown, so I couldn't even think of those types of relationships. But I want you to think about those types of relationships. They're definitely profitable. And but again, all of that comes to creating an audience. If you don't create an audience, it's going to be all of the multiple streams of income that we discussed are going to be difficult when no one knows about you. So the first thing you have to do is create the content. If that is the thing I want to ring in your head when this is over, to create the content, create helpful, useful, valuable content for your particular audience. The only challenge I'm seeing with some of you is determining who that audience is very specifically. I think there's a little bit of a struggle there. But okay, completely encourage. Okay. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, I'm here until you have questions. Okay. You mentioned that a website is not required. Correct. Can I use a subscription form on Activecampaign to get email addresses and automate? Absolutely. You absolutely can. Okay, Cinnamon. I went on Google Trends and put my course title in and no. You're not putting your course title because no one knows the name of your course title, love. So when you think of trends, and then for you, Stephanie, you are kind of doing something that people don't even know really exists. So you're kind of, trends wouldn't necessarily be your thing, your area. So you're in the boot camp. So I promise I'll work that out with you. But when you think of trends, like trends are literally what are some of the things people are moving in and out of. And so I'm not sure, I remember you said non-emergency medical transportation. And are people just searching for that in general? Probably not, but are people searching for, let's say, vacation homes or certain times of the year, people may search for, back to school, whatever. Like these are trends, you know what I'm saying? So yours is more so keyword research, but we have to approach your marketing a little bit different because a lot of people don't know that exists and that they can make money from it. So you would have to do the level of educational marketing with first you give them a level of awareness and then you point them in the right direction. I hope that makes sense. But we're going to work with you in the boot camp, so don't even worry about it. Okay. Okay, so ages 5 to 12. That's a big gap to fill in reading gaps. So why would someone want to hire you? Is it because my child can't read well and they are reading below their recommended age? Like, what am I looking for to want to pay someone? And 5 to 12, that's a big gap. Are kids like reading at 5? So your marketing, ultimately, you want to know why someone's going to write you a check. And so I know we may have some ideas of various businesses, but I would actually want you to test this out. So are you currently teaching at a school at this moment? And if so, have you communicated with the teachers to find out if they need something like this? If they said yes, I want you to get their names and their email addresses so they can pre-order whatever it is that you're getting ready to make. Okay. So validate your product, your idea, and validate it with someone who's telling you, oh my gosh, when this is ready, I'll give you money. Because what I don't want you to do is spend a whole bunch of time creating something and then, having a hard time finding the clients. So if you're currently teaching, talk to the parents of the students that you're teaching and get them on a list, get their email address and tell them you're ready. Okay. Okay, guys. Yes, give me all your questions, guys. This is our last day. So I will be here as long as you need me. Stephanie. Okay, Stephanie, we got you covered. I think you mentioned this before, Cinnamon. Okay, here we go. I think you mentioned this before, Cinnamon, but ask the public. It will show you common questions that people search for on a particular topic, travel or vegan. I think you mentioned before, but ask the public. Is that a website, Ask the Public? I don't know. Maybe I said it. I don't know. Okay. Okay, let's see. YouTube channel has different types of content. I want to put different sign up form links depending on the type of content and automate sending relative PDF booklets. Yes, it does do that. If you use the link, you will be able to determine what is sent to them afterwards. Not just Activecampaign, but most of the email marketing software. If you put them on a list and they click it, you can decide what you want to happen after that. You just have to program it. So yes, absolutely. Okay. All right, guys. Questions coming or not? Hey there, James. I have tried putting captions to each audience. Okay. I have you tried putting captions to reach audience in non-English speaking countries? Do you think, I don't know. I only work with English. That's the only language I speak effectively or fluently or barely. So I haven't tried it with any other language, just English. Okay, let's see. Erica, I have an interest in creating an ebook on the 10 practical things you need to prepare for college-bound students for leaving the nest. I love it. How do I find the audience? Well, you want to consider, why do you think it's needed? And if you think it's needed because parents have told you that, then where are the parents who have told you that? Do you already have friends that are parents of kids that are going to college? Have you talked to them? Like, take advantage of the circle that you already have. If in fact you want to help students who are going to college, who of your friends, who of your current circle, who of your church, who of your job, who of all of that have students that are currently going to college? And again, I really recommend before you create the product that you're talking to them to see what those issues are so that you can include some of that information into the book. But you don't necessarily have to go online right now for that. You can start with the community in which you're already a part of. So if you have a product, you don't just, keep it in your house. You want to talk to the circles that you already have and discuss with them. If you have kids that are already bound for college, then most likely you have friends too who have college age students. So talk to them, see if they would buy the book. Because even though you may feel like they need a book to prepare them and leave them for the nest, they may not want to read it. So you'll spend the time creating a book that nobody wants to read. Not saying that that's the case, but I'm just saying, communicating with the audience first. So it may be that a video may go better with that, or some type of training may go better with that. I don't know. But I would encourage you to talk to parents who have college age students and say, well, would it make sense for you to, get a book for them or for the student? And who's read the book, the student or the parent? And would they be interested by it? Would a college age student purchase? Would a college age student purchase the book? Talk to some college age students. There's various community colleges, I'm sure, in whatever city or state you live in. There's various community colleges you can visit. There's professors associated with all of those, and talking to them is super easy. Most of their contact information is on the website of the university. And just ask them. Every college, well, most colleges and universities have some type of initiation process or support for freshman students. So you can talk to that department or that professor or that advisor that takes care of that. Ask them what some of the problems are and how you can push your content to that audience. So I hope that helps, Erica. Is that too impractical? No, it's not too impractical. You just want to find the audience that exists. Like, people with college age students exist now. Would they buy a book? And then talk to college students. Say, listen, if there's a book that can kind of help you navigate through this process, would you have purchased it? And if so, what would be the price point for that? Because again, sometimes you can have this, enormous idea of what would be great, and that can be good. But if you haven't communicated with anyone, particularly your potential audience, it can be slightly risky. And it's not that it's not needed, but it could be very much needed, but it has to be needed enough for someone to take money out their pocket and give it to you. Okay. So just test that a little bit. Okay. All right. Sorry, y'all. The software is moving too fast for me. Children reading the below the grade. Okay, good. I'm not teaching. I have. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, children reading below the grade level. Okay, I am not teaching. I have taken a course on how to tutor reading. Children start learning to read okay, so if you're not a teacher, do you have any friends that are teachers? If you've taken a course on how to tutor reading, do you have any clients from that you're touring and reading currently so that you can communicate with those parents and get some insight there? So let me know on that. Okay. Okay, so I'm ready to make free booklets to help people and get audience. When do I get to start charging though? Informa the more detailed version. Informa. Once you start getting feedback. So a lot of this is going to determine on your audience, and you need enough analytical information to be able to say, okay, this is the product that I can create. If you don't have an audience, don't think about the product yet. Once you create the audience, the product comes out. But if you're not communicating with anyone or talking to anyone or solving anybody's problems, think about the product later. Because if you're not valuable, if you aren't as great on delivering what you thought you were, you're not going to get anybody to stick around. So concentrate on giving value first to whichever audience you choose, and you're going to continue to hear the same question over and over and over again, and you're going to be like, that's the product I need to create. And of course, validate that with the audience that you created. And when you have enough people, and enough people is not 5 people, enough people is not 10 people, enough people is at least a couple hundred. Okay. Because that's kind of what you need. Because again, when you're thinking about marketing, your conversion rate is, generally 2%. So if you only have 10 people, 2% of 10 is not going to be enough for your life to change. Okay. So you want to have enough people as possible so that you can determine if what you're doing feeds this need. And in order to do that, you have to create enough content to bring that amount of people in so that at a 2% conversion rate, now we're going somewhere with the product. I hope that makes sense. Okay, yes, as Sandra is reminding, if the content is good and you're enjoying yourself and this is helpful, please hit the like button because this will help the search algorithm. Thank you for reminding me, Sandra. And again, guys, if you want to work with us in the community, feel free to click the link below that will take you to sign up for the bootcamp that starts next Tuesday. If you're watching this as a recording, something else will be there later. Do you think selling? Stephanie, do you think selling at home baked goods are a good idea? Absolutely. That's how a lot of people got started. Just make sure in your state that if you're talking about like a whole bunch of baked goods, there may be some laws in your state in regards to needing a commercial kitchen and all that. So just research that. But yes, absolutely. Selling baked goods is a yes, sure. And if they're so wonderful, you can add a cookbook to that later. Okay. All right. What is your opinion on hiding the number of YouTube subscribers on your channel? Example, if you feel like your content is not big at the moment. It's really a personal preference. If you want to hide it or put it out there. I've always hid mine because I didn't want people measuring me based on that. I wanted people to look at the content, but it's a personal decision. Whatever you feel like doing, you can hide it or take it off. Play around with it, but it's not going to affect any type of analytical numbers or anything like that. Okay. All right. If we don't have any questions, I am out of here. Appliance repair. Okay, well, the bootcamp cover how to turn a service-based business into a digital one is in my lane. So we are working personally with the folks that are in. We're creating an individual plan for them. So in the bootcamp, if you sign up, then I'll create a specific plan for you. So we have 4 weeks of me teaching live, and then there's a portion in there I'm gonna put on email marketing and building your audience. And of course, everything that's going to go, because it's based on digital nomad, is going to be on online products. So yes. Okay. Are we done? Okay. So how do I get feedback? Ask them within YouTube videos. The same anyway. You can tell them to reply back in the email. If you are on my mailing list, I've been sending emails for the past week and a half that says, if you have any questions, that type of thing. So you ask them anyway, and it's no particular, don't make this harder than it is. You just ask them. You can ask them in the YouTube video, tell them to put their questions in comments. If you're collecting their email address, you have their direct email, send them an email. Don't make it harder than it is. Content generate info. Hold on, what does that say? Good morning, Senna. Hey there. What is a suggested amount of content to generate enough info? Oh, you're talking about for statistic information? It just depends, because you can, let's say if you're generating the content on YouTube, if only 20 people see it, that's not going to be enough of an audience. So if you're creating good content, YouTube's algorithm is going to push you in front of more people. And that way your audience grows. I'm telling you to create the content because you can't develop an audience, and YouTube can't send people your email if you don't have content. So this sounds weird. It's all going to come to you when it comes. Like, there's no specific amount or specific time frame. When you continue to create good content, people engage with it, the algorithms see that, and then they send more people your way. So there's going to get to this point, then there's going to be enough people that they're asking you questions, and they're going to be some frequently asked questions and everything. And so then it's going to click, because it's like, my audience keeps asking me this. They don't know how to do this. This is the product I should create. Does that make sense? Let's see. Okay, you the best. It's been a great week. I feel so proud. Oh, I love that. I'm so glad. That makes me happy. Okay, if we don't have no more questions, I'm out of here. Okay, let's see. We got one more question. Is it recommended products use multiple languages? What? Is it recommended you use multiple languages? I'm not sure what the question is, but I only deal in English because that's all I know. So if you have questions about multiple languages, unfortunately, I can't answer any of that because I don't have any experience in that area. So I'm so sorry. Okay. Type of shirt. Did you get it? Did you get that? Oh, this? No, thank you, honey. Where did I get this? Somewhere in back home. I don't do much shopping. Okay. The Public is a website. Oh, I didn't know that. The Public is a website that shows all the questions that people ask. Oh, is that like Ask Jeeves back in the day? It's a great tool to. Okay, perfect. So Serena's giving some tips here. Ask the Public is a website that you can look and get some interesting information on FAQs. Thanks for sharing that, Serena. Okay. Do you feel that paying for ads is a wise decision, or should we try to engage organically? If you do not have an audience, okay. If you don't have an audience, I'm going to recommend that you do it organically because, let me say. So most people who are paying for ads, they have a large ad spend budget. So if you're in a situation where you're just trying to start a business and you may not have a ton of income, you're probably not going to spend enough money for ads to be effective. The reason why I want you to go organically, because in the beginning, your content may suck, okay? And so the more content you put out there or the more you do it, you're going to get better at it, like anything, okay? So if you do it organically, you're able to work out the kinks. You're able to communicate with your audience, because if you pay a lot of money on ads, you may get this surplus of an audience and you can't answer the questions as fast as you want and a whole bunch of other things. But if you do it organically, you're able to, it may take you a little bit longer depending on what your industry is, but you gain some really valuable information from that. So anytime someone's going to pay for ads, you want to make sure that you're paying for ads and there is a sell portion to it. Like just paying for ads just for people to see your Instagram or just for people to see your YouTube, you can literally put yourself in the hole, because even though somebody looked at your Instagram or your YouTube or any social platform, now what? They followed you and you ain't make no money from it. They just followed you. So you really have to be strategic if you're going to do the ad thing. And if you're a beginner, I would not necessarily recommend it, because we do that for my clients, and it's a lot if you don't know what you're doing. So if you're going to do ads, make sure that the ads are going to a product that would make sure they're going to something that will give you money, so that it will offset the ad costs in addition to provide you with a profit. I do not encourage doing ads just for people to know about you, because you can have more people know about you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are paying for your product. And if you don't have a product, then that means you're just paying for people to know you exist, and you can run out of money and waste a lot of money that way. So that's my personal opinion on that. Okay, I think we are. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I appreciate you. Stay healthy. And you guys will hear something from me from tomorrow, because I'm probably going to start putting the email marketing stuff together. Since I won't have to go live, I'll start putting that content together so you guys can look at that before we go live on Tuesday. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. I think we're done. Will the bootcamp be useful for someone stuck in the idea phase? Maribeth, is that you? Maribeth, we could just talk on the phone and I'll get you out of the idea phase. This is really for the people who are ready to put some action. So the whole this just start thing means at the end of this, all of us who are here, we want something at the end of it. But Maribeth, just hit me up. You know how to get in touch with me. We'll chat what your ideas are, honey. Better than the XGs. Okay, that's good. Good to know. All right. Hey there, living the dream. My other YouTube channels, I don't want people going to those because they're just for business. So that's why I didn't put it out there. I may put it out there one day, but I don't feel like putting it out there right now. Sorry, hon. Okay, guys, if there's no more questions, I'm out of here. This is our last day. And I appreciate you spending all this time with me. And I hope you guys feel motivated and excited and ready to put the things that you have learned in action. And there we have it. New to getting in on the videos, but helpful. Oh, you're new to it. Don't worry. I'm actually going to create a playlist. So at the recording of this video description, I'll put a link to the playlist that has all the videos we've been doing over the course of the week. So if you want to see any of the other videos, I'll put the playlists in there. As soon as we get off, I'll try to pull my life together and throw it in there. So don't worry. Even though you're just now coming, we still have it for you in the recordings of this. So no worries. Thank you for the safe travels. I appreciate you all. And to my bootcamp folks, I will see you on Tuesday. And that's it. So thank you guys. It's been a blast. I had a good time. Till next time.